What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Jordan. Today, we're doing a quick video talking about my experience as a UPS package handler. Um, so, basically, day one, you walk in, orientation, it's busy season. They're offering you $19 an hour with a $100 a week attendance bonus. So, if you do the math, you're working about 20 hours a week with a $100 attendance bonus. You're making about $5 extra on average an hour with that attendance bonus. Plus on Sundays, you have to work Sundays. You're getting paid $28 an hour. So at the end of the week, you're averaging about $25 an hour with all the bonuses, with the Sunday bonus, everything else, which isn't too bad. But when you walk in on the first day in orientation, they tell you that that's temporary. They don't tell you that when you apply. They tell you after you get there that that wage is temporary, and after you get into the union, they're gonna reduce that shit. And the problem is that they don't tell you what they're gonna reduce it to. Someone raised their hand. They asked how much it's gonna get reduced to, and they just basically said we don't know yet. They're still trying to figure that out. So basically, you don't know how much we're supposed to get paid. Great. Like, okay, you don't know how much we're getting paid at our own job. Okay, great. So you start your first day on the job, and it's different. I'll tell you what. Basically, as an unloader, from what I've heard, there's a lot of different positions at UPS, but unloading is the highest physically demanding job in the place. There's some jobs that are a little bit more mentally demanding, but unloading trucks, from what I have heard, could be wrong, is the most physically demanding position in UPS. And basically what your job is as an unloader, and there's a lot of unloaders there. I don't know if it's like the most common thing to do, but I knew that there was a lot of trucks that need to be unloaded. There's a lot of unloaders. So basically your job is you have to load up the conveyor belt that, kind of goes like this, and it spins, away from the truck, coming out of the truck, and you just load it onto the conveyor, and the conveyor takes it away. These boxes weigh anywhere from 5 pounds to 150 pounds. It does say in the job description when you apply that you may have to lift up to 70 pounds. That is a complete lie. You may actually and are expected to lift up to 150 pounds all day, every day. So I don't know why they say may have to lift up to 70 pounds, because you are expected to lift up to 150 pounds all day, every single day. So I don't know why they say that in the job description. I don't know why they're just not transparent. I thought that was a little sketchy as well. And basically your job is just pick up those 5 to 150 pound packages, lift them up off the ground as fast as you possibly can, and just load them onto the conveyor nonstop. And basically once you start working there for a few days, you're gonna have someone coming up to you, and they're basically gonna tell you, move faster, you're gonna get fired, move faster, you're gonna get fired, move faster, you're gonna get fired, move faster, you're gonna get fired. And basically they're not kidding. They're just giving you a heads up, because after busy season's over with, they only take the fastest people, and if you don't make the cut, then you're out of there. And they fire a lot of people. So basically only the best survive, I guess. They only want the best of the best. So that's what it is. I could deal with all that, the lifting 150 pound boxes and move faster, you're going to get fired. They basically don't say exactly that. They'll be like, hey, listen, I got to let a lot of people go, this busy season coming in January, you guys better really speed it up, blah, 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 basically, in their own little words telling you, move faster, you're going to get fired, without actually saying move faster, you're going to get fired. So there's that, and I'll be honest, like, it does have a lot of long-term potential. Like, if you stick with it for years, there is potential to move up to like a brown truck driver. I heard they make really good money. There's other positions you can move up to. There's a lot of seniority that you can earn. There's a lot of, every year you get a bonus. It's if you're 18 years old and you're just starting, your first job, and you plan on sticking with it for a long time, it's not terrible. It has some pretty decent career options. But it's hard work. It's hard work, and it's not a joke. And I will say, in conclusion, the issue I had is not the labor and the slave driving and everything else. My biggest issue is that, when I was on COVID, I was out actually caught COVID during the probationary period trying to get into the union or whatever on busy season. I was out sick with COVID for 10 days. It's absolutely outside of my control. I had no control over that. It's just whatever happens, happens. I just coincidentally happened to get sick with COVID while I just first started. And I noticed when I came back from COVID, this is the issue, right? Some trucks that you have to unload, the conveyor belts, there's like a little button that like makes the conveyor belts like go backwards inside of the truck. Okay, so some conveyors stretch all the way back to the back of the truck. They go all the way back like they're supposed to. Other trucks do not have conveyor belts that stretch all the way back, and you have to use outdated equipment called rollers, and you have to load the packages onto that, and it's just like a long, tedious process that really just slows you way, way, way down. And to my knowledge, as far as I know, they keep track of your packages per hour. It's a rate that they track, that the computer tracks, and how many packages you put through that machine per hour. And I don't know if they take into consideration that some trucks have those outdated equipment and some trucks don't. But I did notice ever since I got back from COVID, I was just coincidentally was always getting thrown into those trucks that have the outdated equipment. So basically, if they don't like you for whatever reason because you're out sick with COVID, they're going to throw you on the trucks with outdated equipment, and it's going to be 10 times harder to keep up with the people who are on the trucks that are using the updated equipment. And then therefore they can use that against you and say you're going way slower than everybody else, and throw these oldest tricks in the book at you to get you pushed out of there. So at the end of busy season, say, hey, look, you weren't moving fast enough, you weren't keeping up with the other employees, we're going to have to let you go. And if you get sick with COVID, that's what's going to happen to you. In my personal experience, that's what happened to me. So I don't mind the slave driving and the physical labor and lifting boxes that are twice as heavy as what they say in the job description. All that's fine. All that's completely fine. All that's I can deal with. But the reduced wages without telling you until you get there, and then after that, just the fact that some people don't have to deal with outdated equipment and other people do is just not fair. I do not like that. And it's really not enough for what you get paid. Once you get in the union, you'll start at like $16 an hour, $16 to $18 an hour. See, they don't know. They don't tell you, nothing. So I've heard multiple different numbers from multiple different people. I can't give you a 100% guaranteed answer. But I'll tell you what I've heard from a lot of people, that you basically get paid $16 an hour starting once you get into the union, once busy season ends. And I can tell you right now, lifting 150-pound boxes, bending over, putting your back at risk all day, every day, as fast as you possibly can for $16 an hour all night long is not worth it. There is better jobs out there. If you're going to put your health and work that hard, there is a lot better options out there. And the only reason I would ever even consider doing that is if you really 100% plan on sticking it out and sticking with there for a long time, so that one day you can drive a brown truck or, receive seniority benefits, hourly rate, raises or whatever. You want to stick there for a long time. Yeah, there is potential long term. There is a lot of opportunities in earning seniority and moving up at these warehouse jobs like UPS. But if you don't plan on sticking with there for more than 5 years, really I would highly recommend getting a different job than UPS, because $16 an hour, I can promise you right now, there is a million other jobs out there that pay way more than that are a lot easier. I mean, hey, shit. Even the contact tracing jobs, they say it was a temporary job, but I know people who have been doing that, and they say it was seasonal or temporary, and they've been doing it for over a year now, and they're getting paid over $30 an hour to sit at home and talk on the phone all day. That's just one example. Why would I bust my ass getting slave driven for $16 an hour all night long, putting my health, from working the night shift and throwing my sleep schedule off, putting my back health at risk and everything else? all night long for $16 an hour doing unbelievably slave driving work when I can just sit here at home in the comfort of my own bedroom and pull out my cell phone and sit here and make $30 an hour all day long, that why would you do that? Why would you put yourself through that for $16 an hour? It's just absolutely insane. Like, there is better opportunities out there, guys. So my opinion, UPS, slave driving work, they just simply do not pay you enough if you're starting. I do think, I will admit, it is a good job if you are 18 years old, it's your first job, and you plan on sticking with it for a very long time, and you plan on moving up and earning seniority, and you're absolutely sure you're going to stick through it. Yes, it does have good opportunities for you. But for anybody else, stay the hell away. It is not worth it. It is not worth busting your ass, putting your back health at risk for $16 an hour, working all night, and throwing your sleep schedule out. It's just not worth it. It's insane. You got to be, out of your fucking mind if you think that's a smart idea. So, that's just my personal opinion on UPS. And like I said, it's really not the slave driving work and the physically demanding of it that makes it such a terrible job. It's really just the fact that they can throw you on trucks with outdated equipment anytime they don't like you and use that against you as leverage and say, oh, you're not performing your job correctly. You're not performing your job correctly, because they're going to be comparing your numbers of packages per hour to the guys who are using trucks with updated equipment that actually work right, and they're able to do twice as much doing less work. And not only that, but not only the updated equipment, but obviously, some trucks have much more heavy packages than others, and it's a lot easier to put through more packages per hour when you're, loading 2-pound packages versus 150-pound packages that are gigantic. As you can imagine, you're going to be pushing through a lot more packages per hour loading fucking 2-pound packages than you would loading 150-pound gigantic boxes. So I don't know if they take weight and all these other little things into consideration when they're looking at numbers, but if I had to guess, I would say that they do not, but I would most certainly hope so. I would most certainly hope so, but I don't think they do. I don't think they do. So if you are in upper management at UPS and you know the answer to that, please comment below how they keep track of numbers and what they look at, and if they take these external factors into consideration when they're looking at the numbers. Okay? So that's it for this video, guys. That was my experience at UPS, and yeah, that's my opinion. Have a great day.